I'm saying you have to look the part. Well, you're still your own makeup artist. You know what I'm saying? So, I think I think I made it. I think that will do for now. Wamutaka, you are good for now. You are good for now, just for now. You know you can do better. But as of now, ni sisi tuko. Right now. So, utadili na hiyo. Sasa, if you want better, deserve better. This is all you get. Wajiruwa kauga piga luku. Piga luku ya ajabu, 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 piga luku, ajabu. Thayo, niye dikire kindu njitagwo Ngetĩka Njenga wa Mũthaka Mũmbũi wa Bariabu. Na it's again a new moon. We have a new moon. We have a new moon. New moon in Cancer. Allah, in Cancer. So, tukakiuga atiriri ni thayo. This is an open panel Q&A. We got the Karagodauga. We'll go and say hi to them people. So it's a Q&A. Oh, nitago kiuga kiuria kiria wina kio no urie. Kiuria getiuharanagirwo tugaga kimenyaga kierwo. Muikuyu no yocokete akauga ati kimenyo mwenda tuire. So niende kimenyi no nyende kumenya tukorwo turi aingi kimenyi mwenda tuire. So ninyendete imenyi koguo ninyendete andu makiuria ciuria negetha tugakimenyera ho na vitu kaa hizo. So it's an open panel Q&A. All things esoteric or whatever it is, okay? And coming on that direction alone, we can be talking about what you call generational curses. So first of all, tuacha tusikie what is generation curses according to Google. Define generational curses.
According to Wikipedia, ancestral sin, generational sin, or ancestral fault, is the doctrine that individuals inherit the judgment for the sin of their ancestors.
Ancestral sin, generational sin, or ancestral faults is the doctrine that individuals inherit. You can be indoctrinated into something. So it's a doctrine that an individual inherits the judgment for the sin of their ancestors. Then inaendelea inasema generational sin is referenced in the Bible in Exodus 25. Exodus chapter 20 verse 5.
According to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, 5 Thou shalt not abow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I the Lord thy God am a be jealous God, see visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that gate me. 6. And showing a mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments.
Oh, for I, thy Lord, is the jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Exodus 20, verse 5. Now, so, what is to sin? Define sin.
This is the definition of sin, an immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law.
That's it. That's all. So sin is an immoral act. So here we are talking of morality. And morality is a creation of man. So sin is an immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law. So there's nothing like a sin being a God-given terms and condition kind of thing. So this is immoral. So we're talking of immorality, we are talking of morality. And going against the divine law. Define divine law.
According to Wikipedia, divine law is any body of law that is perceived as deriving from a transcendent source, such as the will of God or gods, in contrast to man-made law or to secular law.
So now, divine law is any law or any body of law that is perceived as deriving from a transcendent source. Transcendent means above, such as the will of God or gods. And gods can be mentalities of how people think, gods of war na vitu kaa hizo, in contrast to man-made laws or to secular law. We are still on sin, because we want to see what is to sin. And when we say to sin is to miss the point, what point are you missing? Is it the divine law or the man-made law? Okay, so tulikuwa wapi sasa? What were you divining? Tunaongea maneno gani? We are talking about what now? How even did we end up at law? What were we talking about? How did we get here? Why defining law? Sin. Why defining sin? The sins of your fathers. Why defining the sins of your fathers? Generational curses. Oh, okay, yeah, we were talking about generational curses. So now, you may find that your generational curses, or the curses that you are attaching to yourself, have got nothing to do with your culture, with the people, places, and things that were there before you. So you find that you may attach yourself, you attach yourself to a generational curse that had nothing to do with your generation, just because it was attached to your culture. It was attached to your great-grandmother. It was attached to your great-grandfather. You are attached to a lineage, a generation. So a generation takes 50 years. Okay, the time a woman, from the time a girl starts her menses to her menopause, that's a generation. Okay? So, each generation, Generation Alexa, so we have Generation Alexa, we have Gen Zs, then we have the Millennials. Now I think we have a new one, apart from I think now we are Generation Alexa or something. So generations, and that is even why when they are creating the movies or the applications or what they used to program you, all the way back to your grandfathers having the Playboy magazines, before your fathers had the Blackberry Girls video tapes of porn, before us we found the DVDs for the same porn, before now our children are streaming porn. Okay, it's the same energy, updated. Before your grandfather, there were the Playboy magazines. Before the Playboy magazines, there were the what you can call what did they call that, printed pornography that went beyond pictures. not erotica. There's another name for it. So it's the same energies updated for each generation. So when you acknowledge or you attach yourself to some generational curses, you may be doing so forgetting that each generation has got its own update of that curse or how to go about that thing, which is you're calling a generational curse. So this could be like, for example, let's say you grew up in a family that was very strict on, let's say, religion, okay? So you thought it was the best thing to do to go to church because you are raised in a church. You are raised a church girl or a church boy or whatever you are raised as by your parents. So you attach and believe that that was the only way, the righteous way and everything. But now that you are a grown-up, now that you have your own mind, you may actually be in a position of not manifesting what you wanted based on what you got stuck into. So you had thought that religion was the good thing, but you are where you are now because of that religion. You chose the wrong person, you followed the wrong... So though you acknowledge that you didn't know better, because maybe your social took you to church or your mother, but now as a grown-up, you know that should have been the case, but you had no choice. So in the same way, you come to culture. So though you are in a very different generation where you don't touch your things for the ladies, but because you have acknowledged, or you yourself, you have, not because you are under any ancestral curse, but because you align yourself to it. I need to take a shot. Is when you touch on sensitive information, eh? Imported Charles Tanqueray and company bullshit kind of gin. But I have to drink some land and dry gin because you guys, you're not making changa. Na mukitengeneza changa, if I try to buy from you, nikinunua changa yenyu heartburn. You should do better. Woo! Shout out to my ancestors and the spiritual predecessors who came before me. Woo! Turning my waters to wine. My waters were getting too dense. Now, let's fly. So now, based on the fact that now you want to acknowledge to your ancestral lines just because you're sharing a name. So now, you are regretting why you are cutting your members. Okay? So now, you are in a position whereby you are torn between modernity, or what you call Itueka, or what you call a jubilee, or what you call a generation. Okay? Remember, you are not the baby boomers, your fathers. You are not millennials. You are neither the Gen Zs. So now you have Generation Alexa. So each generation has its own way of coping with what you call the rituals and spells, or what you call in the Bible, the faith and works. So it's each generation. You have to understand that you are each a generation. You are the same people, but you are each a generation. And that is why, when you go to the Kikuyus, or when you go to all these people, when they had the initiation, which used to happen at puberty for each of these people, that would be a generation. Every year, that's a generation. So we have many generations. And through the generations, okay, we also generate new generations or new rituals and spells for each generation, which you keep updating. For them, they keep updating in their movies. Okay, it's the same thing. Whether you are watching Sonic the Hedgehog, whether you are watching Superman, whether you are watching the Infinity Stones, whether you are watching whatever, and the Seven Dwarfs, whatever, that Princess and the Seven Dwarfs, the Seven Infinity Stones, the Seven Chakras, Nabitukai. So for them, they keep updating through their shows for their children, but here you threw it away. See, you are Christian, so you don't want anything to do with rituals and spells. Oh my God, you can't touch any rituals and spells. Oh my God, that's witchcraft. Oh my God. What is the time? Oh, the time is 3 o'clock. What do you think looking at your clock is? How do you think you came to the conclusion that it is 3 p.m. if you are not doing some witchcraft? If you don't go outside and based on the characteristics of the time, come to the conclusion that you are just about to go into harvest time by looking at the animals. The animals are going home. Sikiumaroru. You can tell the animals have had enough. Zimelala chini. So as above, so below, you know we are in cancer time. Nemeyaraho. It's time to take a chill. Even for yourself, after eating, you want to take a nap after having some ugali. So it has got nothing to do with education. It is common sense. It is heliographics, as above, so below, so you can know the times of day. I'm gonna kwambia, no one knows the time of day. Nani alikwambia ujui the time of day? Nani alikwambia ujui? Na ukabelieve. You know the Bible says no one knows the time of day. We know the time of day. I know the time of day. Right now, I don't even need a clock. I know. You don't even need to give me a clock. I can tell you. You can put me in a vacuum, whatever you want to call it. Take me to any part of this world. Put me on the ground. All I need is the sun. I'll tell you what day of the month we are in, which month, what year, by looking at the sun. Just like the animals do. Now, so, tulikuwa naongea maneno gani wewe sasa hii? Oh, ancestral curses. So, each generation has got its own terms and conditions. Each generation has got its own, what you can call, for lack of a better word, operating system, or its own Android. So each generation is its own Android version. That is also why you keep updating the phones. You do not update the phones because the phones are updating. You're updating the phones because as the world, you're also updating, you're also moving. From the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. So we're also moving. We're also receiving influences from other stars as frequencies and between the cars. Anyway, so so each generation comes with its own terms and conditions. So when you're stuck on old terms and conditions based on culture because your grandmother used to do it and vitukaa hizo, you are lost in an energy that has passed you, okay? Though you can tap back into that energy in a new way, in a new shape and form, but first you have to understand why were they doing it? Why that body part? Why in that animalistic area? Why were they doing it in Scorpio season? Why were they doing it in the 8th house? Because that is mutilation in the 8th house. So what is the meaning of the 8th house? What is the meaning of Scorpio? What is that? Being fixated deeply into your emotions and feelings. So, as a representation, they had to take that out. So, are you telling us that there's a time whereby the feminine energy was so fixated on the emotions and feelings that it was so stubborn to make them move a certain way or to embrace a thought form or a masculine thought or a male's idea or a thought, a logic, a stick? Okay? So the women were so stuck. When you go to the mythologies, okay, when the women were ruling. So could it be an esoteric meaning that after that we were like, no, the only way to reduce this is to go to the 8th house, the genitals, the Scorpio, for the women, okay? In their lowest animalistic states, in their root chakra, the organs below the horizon, okay? And cut a piece off to represent us taking a little bit of that feminine energy away and feelings to make them more logical, to make them more open to the world. AKA, the feminine feeling being the best version that you can manifest in this world and being the best way for everything to work. And it is the easiest way to attain a desire. That is why a woman can be rich from a vagina for no reason. Because, not because pussy sells, but because of the energy behind the feminine energy that comes with someone having a pussy. It's feminine energy. And feminine energy is the most powerful energy when it comes to manifesting or accumulating, because it has that energy of concealing something. and only showing you the fruits of that labor, aka a woman being able to become pregnant, aka women keeping secrets na vitu kaa hizo, aka a woman nurturing, or when unasikianga wakisema behind every successful man is a woman, as an allegory. Doesn't necessarily mean she has to be a woman in the flesh. It means that for your thought to succeed, you as a man, you as a masculine, you as a male, for whatever plans you have to succeed, you have to attach a feeling to it. How will I feel when I open that cybernet? How will I feel? That is the most important thing. Not just the thought alone. So you need the feelings. How will I feel when I have the biggest podcast? How will the biggest esoteric podcast in East and Central, the whole world, feel when I'm hosting it? So the feeling is the most important thing. The Eve. Okay? So and that is even how, as a man, you should work. So when you have a thought of opening a business, go and give it to your woman. Don't even say it about yourself. Even give them as an example. Mwambie, aya, imagine Joro akisema ati atafungua bucha ya pork pale kwa kamande hapo juu. Hapo kwa kamande nani anaweza kula pork? You just talk to your wife, leave it. I'm giving you a secret. Now let her internalize it. Forget about it. You know she's gonna think about it. That's how women, they are made. She's going to conceal that womb. Think about it. Then one day she may come and tell you, out of nowhere she'll be like, naona panyo ulikuwa unaniambia ati kamande atafungua pork hapo akifunguliwa pork hapo itakuliwa. Hiyo base unajua hata hakuna pork nini sasa iko karibu. Nimeangalia naona hapo kamande amefikiria. Now go and open it. Where see kamande? That's how you ufungue your butchery. And that's how you plant a seed. I'm not saying you manipulate women, but since most of you don't even know how to communicate to your women, and you're in a world where you use each other, I just gave you a way you can use your woman without feeling guilty. Because hata si pesa ikikuja itakuja kwako. You know, sometimes you don't always have to be on angelic time. Sometimes you have to be demonic. God and the devil is the same thing. Now, it's how the percentage you decide to participate. So as long as you're not participating with ill motives, it doesn't matter. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. You get it? So back to the video. Tunaongea maneno nini? Ancestral curses. So now, you may attach ancestral curses on yourself, and this one then goes very deep for African people, whereby you have no faith in yourself. The mulatto syndrome has hit you so much that even when you're in public, you feel like you need to come second. So if there's a white person in front of you, you cannot cut the line. You cannot go beyond them. But if it's someone who looks like you, unamuluka line. You get where I'm going with it? So this is deep because this is a generational curse for all Africans. Where it's like all of you have the mulatto syndrome. AKA, you look at the white man like a god. That's a generational curse. Okay, I'll give you an example. So one day I went with my son to Kaenda KFC. What do you call that stupid mall in Karen? The Hub. So we went to the Hub, went to KFC. We ordered that garbage GMO meal. We are all GMO'd. So before you start saying, GMO, I'm not a saint. Don't think that sometimes I don't take those, whatever, okay? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. I may be hungry, I need some piece of chicken. I transmute that food and I eat. And in any case, we are all GMO'd. We have all been vaccinated before. Na hizo za kuanzia TB na BCG. Nothing is original in this world anymore. Now, your mother is not even an original. Because the last time I checked, your mother and your father are not related. And if I go back to your father and mother, even their parents are not related. And if I go to your great-grandparents, they are not related. So we are all intermingled. We are all the Ross tribe. We have all been fucking each other. So we are not even a pure race. Even if you look black. Now, because I haven't seen anyone marrying their sister or their brother to keep it pure race. Na vitu zingine kaa hizo. Hiyo ni maneno ya kina endogamy and how people should have been, what it means to be a pure race, and what it means to be what you call fucking out of wedlock. Esoterically speaking, is when now you go and you mix and mingle with other tribes, you become the lost tribe. Na vitu zingine kaa hizo. So now back to the video. So ancestral curses can be you just attaching to a thought form that you are an African. So in your mind, you are like, but Muafrika hawezi fanya hivi. But an African cannot be allowed to shine. But an African cannot be this. So you are limiting yourself based on a belief system that has nothing to do with you. Because remember, you are not the one who was colonized. It was your grandfather. Remember, it was not you who was in the slave trade. It was your great-great-grandfather. You are in a different frequency. You are in a different race. And your slavery today is very different. It's very different. You are still under a slave system, just updated, but now you are enslaved with what? Mortgages. You are enslaved with what? Insurance companies. You are enslaved with what? Utility fees. You are enslaved with what? All these payments that you have to keep coming up. You are enslaved with. So each enslavement looks different. Okay? And it's for each generation. So each generation is going through the same generational us or generational trauma or curses, but it's different for you. Because when I look at you and myself, we are still manifesting nothing but breadcrumbs. When we look at them, they seem to have hacked the system. When you get on TikTok, it's them who have millions of followers. When you get on TikTok, it's algorithm. It's not even that. Whatever they are pushing doesn't make sense, but they have hacked the algorithm. They know that when you look at the likes, the followers, you are impressed, so you are prone to following the masses, the numbers, and so if they have someone kicking bullshit, and they have your attention, then they have won. Okay? But it takes one to know another. So this is not specifically for you watching me. This is for other people. And I just had to say it like that. Okay? So generational curses go in so many ways. So even when you see someone choosing not to listen to something that makes sense, don't blame them. It's because it's so attached in them that they have no other option but to see it like that, based on my tribe, my color, my kind of content, my kind of listening, how it has to come to me. It has to be labeled with a tie. It has to be labeled with a title, a doctor, a PDH, an EGH. It has to be presented to me in a doctorate, Dr. something. It has to be presented to me in a pastor something. Okay, so all these are limited hangouts that make people miss the point and hit on the messenger. Looking at the comments now to reduce the sexual urges in women. Dayo amodaka ne dayo. Generational Kase 6K done high. And what they are keeping the screen live, maintaining the algorithm. You know, unasimanga at tapping the screen abitukayo. Dayo vitugati osine mwagi matigali magai. The remainders of God. Mwangi, the remainders of God. The remaining embers. No makone to makara kogo no tohue to wakererie mwaki ogoriroke mwaki wa Ngai. So it's okay to be matigali magai. Matigali. Remainders. Mwangi may agree to the terms and conditions of remainders. Matigali. Masurugo. Anyway, I don't know. Shout out to Mwangi. So this is an open panel. You can request as a guest to ask a question. You can ask a question. I was not supposed to be teaching today. So generational curses goes a long way. People who are stuck in religion, that's a generational curse, because you are not born a Christian. You are not born in any religion. But the parents who you choose were practicing a practice, and based on you believing that the parent cannot mislead you, you practice their practice. So that's a generational curse. Okay, so things go deep. And that is why I said all Africans need mass exorcism. All Africans should be exorcised. All Africans need mass exorcism. Because this goes so deep. So he went with my son to KFC. And we ordered some dirty fries and chicken. We were hungry. We were with Monjiru and my daughter. So it was the four of us. So when the food came with the sodas, my son dropped his plastic cup. So I told him, go to the lady kwa counter, mwambia upatie extra cup. So he went. He told the lady in the counter, you know, sometimes I do what you call social experiments. So I'm observing. He goes, he talks to the lady, hi, can you give me an extra cup? So the lady tells him, wait a minute. So she serves one white person, serves another, on the Panga line KFC, serves another. Those are three, eh? So I got out of my table. I walked to the counter. So venye aliona nakuja ajui nakuja nje ya ribbon aje. Watu wako kwa ribbon wamepanga line. You know, they have to make you look like fools to always queue, and that is programming you for the future. Mimi mahali popote watu wanakuanga wamewekewa ribbon wapite line. I don't do that. I'm not a sheep. So mimi natembea nje ya ribbon. So she's looking at me like, came to the counter. Excuse me. She's like, yes, with an attitude, of course, like, unaruka aje watu line. I look at my son, I said, Daka, Lewis. He likes being called Lewis. Umemwambia kupatie kikombe? He's like, yes. Akakwambia nini? Ningoje. So I look at the lady. Nikamwambia, why is he waiting for a cup which you can reach under the counter, umpatie kombe na uendelee kuserve watu? Ama ni juni wazungu? So all the white people and all the people look at me like, what is he saying? So the lady is like, no, unajua, I told him to, I said, I didn't ask you. You served 3 people while I was watching. So how long was it going to take you to pick an extra cup, pass it, uendelee kuserve? Hiyo tu ndio nauliza. Oh, you know, I'm sorry. It won't happen again and everything. So we continue in we're doing our thing and everything. So when it comes to that mulatto syndrome, it's deep. Hata yeye mwenyewe ajui kwa nini. Even her, when you ask her, she doesn't even know why she felt that she needed to serve the white people first. Because it's an ancestral curse. It's inside you. Your children right now, when they go on their phones to search for anything, the results that come are in white people. Why do black children swimming? The first result, why black children cannot swim. The second result, a 6-year-old dives 80 meters, a white girl. So the programming goes deep. Even now, it's in your computers. All the content that your children are watching on cartoons, it's white. It's white programs. So again, your children grow up knowing that whites are superior. From akiwa 2 years old kwa cartoon, it was white material. The algorithm has got something to do with that. However, you black people have no content of yourself. You don't make any content. The only content mnajua kutengeneza ni ya kunyonga, TikTok. Kunyonga tu. Tap the screen, my guys. Tap the screen, my guys. Tap the screen. Tap for what? How are you changing the world? What can you give to your children? How about you start a page of just reading baby stories? On TikTok, all you do is collect. Now, I usually give you these things na mfanyangi. Now, if you are watching me, na unatafuta content, go to the streets of Nairobi, buy storybooks, children's storybooks and shit. Come sit down in your TikTok, start reading baby stories. Do you know how many people are going to subscribe when you watakangi hata ku raise their children and they just want to give them children TikTok up to one wewe ka story? But since you are doing it God's way, you'll be teaching or you'll be reading baby stories with good intentions. So the way you are telling the stories to the children is helping them grow their mind. So you are doing God's work and your page on TikTok is growing. Kuliko shinde hapa tap my guys. Na tumatiti hapa tunakaa tu socks. Tumatiti tu ni tuchafu, nyumba ni chafu. Umeinama hapo kwa screen unajifanya unasoma content. Your nipples are you can smell your sweat through the phones. It's disgusting. Kama uwezi nyongesha watu TikTok, go away. Leave it to the OnlyFans. Wacha tuende Twitter will pay for OnlyFans. Let us go to Pornhub. Let us go to, at least do it God's way. Kama ni kunyongesha, tunyongeshe na adabu. Poor, weak Africans. Hata kikuja ni even at your lowest, you are still the most disgusting. It's despisable. Now you have African men dressing as women on TikTok. Na mitungi, wakidance. Thank you guys, thank you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Men, grown men in dresses, dancing for coins from white people on their phones. They look at you like entertainment. They gift you. Iso gift you give to them ni pennies. They are giving you 10 shillings maximum from their country. It's like giving you 10 shillings. Oh, unaruka hapa. Oh, the whole day kutoka saa 8 mpaka jioni mevaa African dresses na wigs. Hey, African men with your melanin. What happened to your melanin? Kuja kuniambia melanin is powerful. When I look at you, I see still slaves entertaining the white people. Ndio wanawa gift. But still is the same energy updated. You may think you are free. You are still doing it through the phone. The same way you are doing it in the arenas. The same way they would buy you in their own houses to entertain them. Says they are paying you pennies through the phone for you to entertain them. Na watu hapa wanapea gifts na likes. Oh my God, angalia talent. That's not talent. Show me white boys doing that for pennies. Ama likes, nikutambue. You won't see that. It's only black men wearing black dresses and wigs. Men being demasculinized, reduced to nothing but men wearing dresses for coins and pennies and donations and likes. Same shit, different day. Same generational curses, a different generation. Same curse, different generation. Updated. Men on TikTok, wearing dresses and wigs and dancing for likes. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, black men, shame on you. You disgust me. You disgust me. If that is the only thing you can come up with, a gift and talent, I'm disgusted in you. That's not even comedy. That's stooping to the lowest of the lowest, dancing for the white people, for coins, for likes, wearing women dresses and wigs, dancing the whole day in the dirt. Una dance kwa mchanga huko at the African setup with your tripod for gifts and talent. God can smell you from miles away. It's disgusting. That is slave mentality. That is open palm. Give me, I'll dance for you. Give me, I'll dance. Oh my God, I'll dance. Oh my God, oh my God. Send me a lion, I'll dance. I'll dance. Oh, give me, I'll dance. That is poverty. Your melanin ain't worth shit at that moment. Better off dead as a man doing that. Your behavior in your mama. The women can twerk. We'll pay for women twerking on our screens. We'll donate to that cause. Women are walking vibrations. They have the assets. They have the hips. They have the waists. They have the frequency, the vibration. Women are walking portals. That is their domain. They are containers. They are nurtures. They can hold something. Wewe unaweza hold nini ukiwa mwanamume? You can wear all the dresses you want, all the wigs you can, but I'm telling you now, and you are listening to it from me. Na nyinyi ndio na promote LGBT with your nonsense. You disgust me the moment you put on a dress. I don't care whether it's for comedy. There's nothing funny about the genders. You disgust me. Shame on you. There's only two genders. Masculine and feminine. Now, spirituality and so we're back to the ancestral curses. So you see, you may be attaching yourself to ancestral curses that have got nothing to do with you, based on the fact that you are agreeing to the terms and conditions, based on the fact that your grandfather was there, or your great-grandfather was there, or they were doing that. So you attach yourself to that, but you're forgetting that you are a very different generation from your father, from your grandfather, from your grandmother. And each generation is different. And unless these things has been passed to you, what you call priesthood, initiations. Kama mmekuwa mkifanya initiations, ituweka, utuidhia mahida, generationals, then you'll be still bound by those terms and conditions. But because you have jumped so many updatings, okay, you may be adapting or holding on to an old energy. That energy is even so long gone. Okay? That energy is already so long gone that even if you attach to it, it no longer has a meaning. It's like you're attaching to Uranus and Neptune. It is like the days when you used to have 10 days in a week instead of 7. So in December, we are in 7 days of the week, but we are bado nafuata kumi, knowing very well that those stars or those energies are very far long gone. So, weakness is a curse in Africa. Yes, it's all weakness. All these prayers is all weakness. Curses like intermarrying with other tribes, can it be cleansed by igongonas? At this particular moment, it doesn't even matter. Okay? At this particular matter, it doesn't even matter like saying that you cannot intermarry. Because I can guarantee you this. 4 generations behind you, just 4 generations behind you, you don't even know where they came from. So I'm talking about your father, who you are very close to. So your grandmother and your grandfather, whom you know. Your grandfather, wherever he came from, no one knows. Your grandmother, wherever they came from, no one knows. But you already know them. So now, they are grandfathers. So your grandfather's grandfather, the 4th generation, and your grandmother's grandmother, the 4th generation, you are not even guaranteed whether they were Boboes, whether they were Boers, whether they were black Indians, whether they were white. You don't even know what they were. And that is just 4 generations. Ujaenda mbali, you just went to your grandmother's grandparents. Just that. So don't think that based on that fact that you have always been a Kikuyu, you have always been that tribe, or you have always been that race. You could be a very different race, all the way to the people who say about slaves na vitu kaa hizo. You could be a very different race. So the most important thing that you should know that can help you is blood type, your blood type. Because your blood type ndio itafanya ujue kama you have the Anunnaki blood. It is going to allow you to know whether you have the Puerto Rican blood, which is like the most purest blood type, O negative. You know whether you have O positive, and then the rhesus, akina AB. So at least you know that if you are an A blood type, it just means you have Anunnaki blood. It was added into yourself. So you have additions, you have been modified, you have been genetically changed, you have been vaccinated from a young age, from BCG, na hizi vitu zingine zote. That's the Anunnaki blood. So if you are O negative, then you know purely you are like the almost the purest of the bloodlines. Okay? O positive means you have been added something. You have come into an environment, a new location. Is sani maneno ya bloodline na blood streams. Okay? Antigens means you don't have those things. Na vitu kaa hizo. So now, akina rhesus factor, hizo AB means you have the blood type of Anunnaki, and the B beings. After A, you have to go into Bether, this world, Gaia. So that kind of womb, B, AB, blood type. So ikikuja ni marrying and intermarrying, we are already 2 lost tribes. Even in the Bible, we are already too intermingled for you to be something. Unless now you want to be just to know, and unless you just want to know because maybe you are practicing, you are high magician, or you are trying to maintain a bloodstream or bloodline, then that shouldn't be too much of you to worry about. You can just mix and mingle with whoever you want. It's already too late to be on those things. We're already the lost tribes. Okay, so the lost tribes will be considered the people who were fucking out of wedlock, aka umeenda umeoa Mjaluo, ama Mkisia ameoa Mtaita, ama Mtaita ameoa. So those tribes, okay, that is what is called incest. You are practicing incest. You are sleeping with people outside your family. Incest is not what they tell you it is. Incest, esoterically speaking, incest is not you sleeping with your uncle or your cousin. Okay, that is endogamy. That is how the world began. In the beginning, Adam and Eve, when they were getting the children, watu wengine walitoka wapi? It's them, wao ndio walikuwa wanazaana. Brother, sister, brother. Hakuna mahali ulipewa story nyingine. When the Gikuyu and Mumbi, Gikuyu had 12 daughters. So the girls became of age. They needed what? They needed boys. So he sent them. Waende wajipime kila mtu kijiti. And he gave them. So how did he give them? He slept with them. Endogamy. Okay, this is in the mind before the physical. That is why even when you go to the Bible, the people who are intermarrying, Sarah married the brother, cousin, that is why they became so successful in the Bible. That is story of endogamy, how it was supposed to be, what you call a pure race. And even why the people who are in power today, they practice incest to keep their blood pure line. Because they believe in those bloodlines of ruling the world. So they don't even want to have incest. They don't want to mix with other people. That is why someone like Princess Diana had to die, because she went and out of wedlock. She went and mixed her blood with the Arabs. Dodi Al-Faid. These are the bloodlines that cannot mix. So she had to die. Ndio asizae hiyo kitu kwao. So that's now. There are people who are big on those things. Okay, where unajua you are scared, go to church. You don't know how this world is run. This world shit goes deep here. It's not what it seems. So that is the only way you can say you are safer. Like just knowing your blood type, unaweza jua you are engineered or GMO'd, so you don't beat yourself too much. Ukiona vitu zingine ushikanishi, utajua I know mimi ni mtoto wa malaya somewhere down the line in the line of creation, and you admit it. You know what I'm saying? Because even now when you look, you can still see hoes. You are also going and buying from hoes. Na ushai hata ona ho amefunga mimba, so na ajui babaki mtoto. So hakuna haja pretend like these things don't happen. What makes you think in your grandmother or your grandmother she was not a hoe? It takes a hoe to create one. How do you align your chakras? So your chakras are energy points around your body. So this will be like your organs. Just take care of your organs, balance them. I would say that would be it. You never actually have them all balanced. That's your macabre. You never have them fully. But all you have to do is to know how to shift. So you don't get lost on one polar shift. So you know when you are being too righteous, you come to the center path. You know when you are going too left path, aka separating too much. So you put some logic and try to maneuver around that thing. So just maintaining that equilibrium, which will never be center path in one way. So you always have to play with them. Cases like intermarrying with other tribes, can it be cleansed? It can be cleansed in that way. Is it wrong to intermarry? There's nothing wrong. Your fathers have already intermarried. The last time I checked, your father and your mother are not related. That's an intermarrying. So get your whatever you want to get it from. Get your dick forever. Do disarranged teeth mean anything? Yes, it means you are illegal, or what you call your security at home. If you lose teeth, if your father akigongo meno yake yote itoke, inakuanga an example that your father is not dararora magogo, na your father is careless. He's not taking care of his things in the home. So his jawline, his teeth, like my father now, has to be missing. It's one of the messages. Kama aoni. Okay. What about mirrors? What about them? Different colored eyes. Sundiata. Shout out to Mwaura. Big Aquarius energy in the house. Na vitu kaa hizo. So your eyes, also like the physical eyes, depending on the color of your eyes, you can tell the kind of spiritual gatekeeper someone has. But that one now goes a little bit deeper. Okay? So spiritual gatekeepers will be like what you can call key makers or portals or dimensions or accession loopholes or spaces for people to time travel or time jump. The alchemists na vitu kaa hizo. So some have spiritual gatekeepers that you have to attain something before they allow you to go through or pick through or see behind na vitu kaa hizo. And one of the ways will be the colors of the eye depending on the aura or whatever they are guarding na vitu kaa hizo. Hey, unataka tuende mbali sana. That will be too deep. What about people with dimples? I don't know what you're talking about being as dimples. What type of dimples are you talking about? These ones? Doni korika. No ihadoroe. Ada wagerera oatiga uotasia gomasiaka. Dore modigani. Weore modigari. maya mashegera, unjo hetengoro, nginyangaririma, nikutunio wendo, maya mashegera, unjo hetengoro, nginyangaririma, nikutunio wendo, oweno wenyonaga, ririangurota, oweno wenyonaga. Shout out to whoever has reminded me of that song. I had to do a stanza for my beautiful lady, Jiro, Kiari Africa. That was for you. Daddy loves you. How can you see in the spiritual realm? Wow. You can see in your dreams. You know what I'm saying? You can have imaginations, you can have visions, you can have illusions. Okay, all that is you seeing into the metaphysical or what you call the spiritual world. I'm saying, under whose authority are you? Someone is asking me, his name is Youthman. Youthman is, he didn't even say hi. Youthman is very angry. He's like, under whose authority are you? I am under my own authority. I have no masters. I serve no one. I serve self. Nothing. Sasa. So keep the questions coming. We're going to be answering a few more questions. Don't feel like teaching. There are people who really believe that you have to be of the authority. That you have to be sent on behalf of someone. Who sent you? I'm not chosen and no one has sent me. Yes, hallucinations are very ill. How can I communicate with the dead? How can I communicate with the dead? The dead are conscious of nothing. So you want to communicate with, they are not dead. You can say they are on the other side or in other awarenesses or other forms of existence, since the flesh is dead but their spirit lives on. So you may say, how do I communicate with the spirits of the departed or Vitukaizo? So that is what you want to know. So if that is what you want to know, I believe you have enough information on that on Google. You can Google to communicate with the dead. You can get on YouTube as a search engine. They're going to give you so many ways. So you can decide which way. You can also decide why do you want to communicate with the dead. Aren't you the most powerful one now because you are the one who is walking here in the flesh? But maybe you want them to help you with something. So they still, I can't tell you not to communicate with them. Maybe you need closure. So happy hunting on how to communicate with the dead. I'm saying, I don't know. Do you read in the spiritual books? I read the Bible. I write books though. I write books. So instead of reading, I write. Okay, I write. So I have like 7 Bibles written, or titles. I call the titles. You know this person. This is called Fratrici. When you see Fratrici, you know it's my avatar. You know. So this is a book that I'm writing. I'm always writing. So instead of reading, I writing. For example, some of the titles, it is talking about the importance of memory. It is talking about parenting. Signs your dad had unresolved trauma. It is talking about the practice, like whatever practice you are practicing, okay? So if you want to write something down, instead of me reading from a spiritual book, how about you write this down? The most esoteric line, utasikia leo. Are you ready? The practice, or how we come up with the practice, or whatever practice, or whichever, how we create everything. Listen, the word is created by the vibe, aka the vibration, the emotion. So the vibration is the emotion in quotes. The emotion is created by whatever space the spirit is in. So if you are in a space of, as a spirit, if you're in a space of happiness, that is the emotion you are going to evoke. Happiness emotions. Okay? Okay? So that happiness emotion will be the word that we see. And that space where the spirit is in, that is the emotion or the state of awareness. So as a spirit, you be aware of happiness. And that is all you create. Thoughts and feelings, which is nothing but an emotion. So what kind of emotions are you creating around yourself? So you see, so instead of reading, we are writing. Deep esoteric knowledge, how to stay afloat spiritually, relationships and spiritual awakening, moon rituals, relationship and spiritual awakening, the twin metaphysics, how you get twins, God or hold, glimmer, how to have a glimmer in your life. So a glimmer is an opposite of a trigger. So every time you are triggered, you should also create glimmers. Okay? So every time something triggers you, you also should know that you can create what you call glimmer moments, or moments that make you happy, that can counter that. So glimmer moments will be like you going for fishing, you going outside for a spa moment, you just basking in the sun, you grounding, you having the time of your life, you being on a swing. No, those are glimmer moments. Natoka hapo. So we write books. Actually, we write books. We write books. Sacrifice your gods. How the animals you give for sacrifices, the goats and all those animals you sacrifice. What it means to sacrifice an animal esoterically. So before you get down to doing a ritual, do you understand what that ritual represents? Because if you're already in a body form, if you're in any body form as a spirit, any body form, right now as a human being, you can train all the animals. You can train lions, you can break them, you can train elephants and all the other animals. You train animals, no animal can train you. So that means your conscious awareness is bigger than them. That is why you are training that dog. That is why you are training that animal. So if your conscious awareness is the biggest, but you are sacrificing the energy of a spirit that is lower than you to cover for yourself, esoterically speaking. So a lower form is catering to all those traits, all those sins, all hizo vitu zote ulikuwa unataka ziondolewe, all those fat clouds, hiyo mshuto ya nini. So you are using a lower form spirit, unaitoa kama sacrifice, ikulipie, yetu wewe ndio uko mkubwa, ujue wewe ndio unaweza train umbwa, unaweza train wanyama. So as a conscious awareness, you are above all these animals you are using as a sacrifice. But you are taking a lower form animal, a fat cloud, as a spirit, but instead of you going through the terms and conditions, instead of you paying for your own sins, instead of you paying for your own karma, you are taking an animal and you are using it for yourself. So this animal will take responsibility of your sins. Wewe umejitoa hapo. That's not my problem. I'm using that lesser animal. That is what we call sacrificing gods. That is how you sacrifice old king and rulerships. Okay? And that is why you still manifest breadcrumbs. But you're only making other people powerful. What you call the shadow government, by going to their church and donating to their church. Na vitu kaa hizo. So we write books. Stop showing off for Modaka. No more showing off. Back to the question. Will you publish the book or is it personal? Yeah, I'm publishing books, not one. Can your aura or energy field be stepped into by intruders? Yet it can. Wajira, look at us. Look at us now, Wanjiro. Look at me now, Wanjiro. You want me to look at you? You can send nudes to my inbox. Unaweza angaliana huko kwa inbox. Now, so where are we? Well, we are on questions, We are on questions. Yes, so you can request if you want, or you can ask a question. Tukiendanga. So Smooth operator, smooth operator, coast to coast, Miami to Diani. Wanjiro, you caught me, eh? Yes. Smooth is the way. Smooth is the way. That's how you slide to the DM. It goes down in the DM. It goes down in the DM. Umudhi ni mimi na wewe. Goes down in the DM. So, questions. Time to take some water. Okay. So we can have a break. Yes, we can have a break. We can say, kama hakuna maswali, tunaweza sema, shukuru sana. Kwangu kupitia hapa. You have to tell people goodbye ndio wengine watoke tubaki sisi, eh? So thank you so much for coming through. I've been seeing feathers at my door. Is there any meaning? Maybe you have too many birds around you. Birds of a feather, they flock together. So what could the feathers be meaning to you? So when it comes to feathers, tunaongeanga about birds of a feather, they flock together. So are you flocking together into some bullshit? That could be the meaning because the size is mingi. So also, what is the color of the feather? What is the color of the feather? Is it black, white? The first feeling that comes to you, kiona ni nini? Yeah, I'm saying so. Don't just throw at you. I've been seeing feathers. What is the meaning? Tell me, I saw a white feather. It's blue, black, green. And I was feeling kind of this when I was coming from this, and I just opened the door. Then maybe you can have more meaning. If not, then your dream is just another dream in the birds of a feather. They flock together, so it's a dream with no meaning. Sasa. I've been seeing feathers, hapo tumetoka. What does the colors of the feather mean? Sasa. How can one safeguard their energy? Kuna kimtu nataka kinipee pesa, nikifanye aje jamani. Si ukiitishe pesa, kiombe. Leo hujavaa modhegi na you are cross. Leo. Hapana, I'm the cross. I'm the cross. This is a crossing in itself. This is a 5-pointed star. This is a cross in itself. Niko na vitu mingi, ni venye huwezi ziona. Niko na vitu mingi. Yeah, you just have to know what you are looking at, eh? You just have to know. Naona. Nataka kukufanyia ogo. Is it right? Nataka kukufanyia ogo. Is it right? You can do whatever you want. Wajiro. What kind of ogo? Meaning of yellow color. Vibrancy. Brightness. That is why munaipaka kwa blue band. It talks to your solar plexus, which is your 5th house. What you call the Leo or the Lion constellation. You know lions zikiwa means they tango a pride of lions. Kwa hivyo unajua hapo kuna pride, kuna kujisikia. So there's externalization, there's self-expression, there's showing off. So by default, anyone who's a Leo sign, a fixated fire sign, wants to be seen. Kwa darasa ni wanashindanga me teacher, all the time in their life they want to be seen. They are people pleasers and they go out of their way to give people things, people na vitu kaa hizo. And so this makes them get taken advantage of. So shout out to all the Leos out there. My daughter is a Leo. So you have to protect your children and make them understand. For example, sometimes I have to talk to my daughter and tell her, slow down. It's not always about you. She's like, I'm like, listen. It's not. It's not every time that you have to shine. Sometimes you have to accept or let other people be. So she has to learn so that she does not get banned when she goes into public and she doesn't even know why people are rejecting her. Maybe she needs to tone it down just a little bit. And this is how you help your children know themselves. Sasa. Nataka kukufanyia. Nataka kukifanyia. Kila kitu kia kazi. Ikiwa kija kulipa, sasa unamfanyia wao nini? Why practice magic on someone else? If you don't deserve the money, you don't deserve the money. Si ati amekunyang'anya. Hapana, that money was not yours in the first place. If it was yours, angekunyang'anya. So let it be. Why are you so egotistical on thinking that that is the only thing you can manifest? That was peanuts. Maybe that was a test. So meaning, ukipewa pesa mingi, huwezi nyang'anyika. So that could have been a test. Sasa unataka, you are willing to go to so much for pennies. So God will look at you like, sasa unikipatia mamilioni si ataua watu huyu. Huyu nikimfanya president, si atalipua watu, huyu si atalipua, huyu si atafinya nuclear huyu. That is how you look at it. Why are you so bitter on someone taking a few points from you? Because you still have the potential. The same way you had made that money, the same way you can make more. So look at things like that. It's not that serious. You get to live another day. That was a lesson. Now utanyang'anywa in that way and again. So maybe that was your small fee to pay. Juu pengine kama ungelipa graduation shule fulani according to this world, ungejua not to invest in that ama kufanya. Sasa hiyo imeenda ile ungelipa shule. Ulikataa masomo ya hii dunia. Ukakataa hii dunia na ukakataa the esoteric kujua venye inakuanga, so that you are not washed under the currents, so that you can see it coming miles away. I'm saying so. Acha tupesa tuende. Sasa, let that money go. That's peanuts. Let it go. Wanjiro emotha kagata gate inekadoe. Have faith in yourself, Wanjiro, that you can make it all back because you have the same mind and you can change your mind, even come up with a better way of manifesting that 3, 4, 5 times better. Okay, Wanjiro? Hiyo ni pesa kidogo, wacha iende. Let them be. Karma will find them. The money will come back to you in one way, shape, or another. If you deserved it, though. If you deserve it. If you don't deserve it, haitakuja. Sasa. You never get what you want or need in this life. You only get what you deserve. My ears have been ringing for many years. Your doctor is going to diagnose you with tinnitus. Utaambiwa uko na tinnitus. You are ear ringing in tinnitus. Watakwambia there's no cure. Watakwambia utafute radio huku unasikiza kwenye hakuna frequency, instead of telling you or allowing you to know that you're having what you can call frequencies that you cannot decode, or what you call spiritual downloads that, since your ear cannot decode them, have to be nothing but ringing, ear ringing. And juu umeuliza hivyo, write this down. Pengine hii life ni wewe ulikuwa umefanya nifungue. Write this down. Maybe the whole of this life ni wewe nilikuwa nangojea I give you this to you. So I'm going to give you what you call an incarnation. Okay, so incarnations are incarnations you see or you say when you want to connect with deities or entities na vitu kaa hizo. So for you to, so I'm going to give you one incarnation which is angelic, an angelic incarnation. So this one is to know and follow your soul's path, so that you know if this is your soul's path, if this is your intentional path on spiritual awakening and everything. So you can say this. So you have to write it. You have to write this down. So this is what you say. He Sulia Mashelaiva. Okay? So if you want to write it, you can tell me in the comments. I'm going to tell you how to write it. And when you keep saying this, so you are tapping into the angelic part to know and follow your soul's path. So this is something you have to you have to say maybe like 77 times per day until you tap into that. Until now you can decode what the ringing in the ear is actually communicating to you. Come unlocking that whatever gateway or whatever. Sasa, you need to write it. So HE, this is in capital letters. So HE caps. Nimesema HE kale ka kitu kanekangwa pale juu ka hyphen SULIA, the word Sulia, SULIA. Mashela is MASHELA. And then Eva is IHVA. I can't write it from my side. I wish I could. So let me write it for you on a piece of paper. H E hyphen Sulia Ma Shela Eva. I think it's reversed, hata nikionyesha, but mtaona. So He Sulia Machelaiva. No, like this. He Sulia Mashela Iva. IHVA. Did you get it? Umepata? Did you get it? So hiyo ni huyo masikio yake inafanya. Anyone can use it. That's an incarnation that you can use. That is to know and follow your soul path. So the more unasema hiyo, the more your spirit will be like start to know its soul path. Utakuta now you are resonating to your soul path. Sasa, that's one. We have many. The others, these ones were passed down to me this morning by my mentor. I also have a mentor. Sasa, hizi nilipewa na my mentor in the morning. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa na resonate na saa hii. That is for anyone who you can say it anytime. You can say it anytime. You can say it like incarnations. You can do them anytime. You can remember anytime. Sasa, passed down by one of my mentors because it was his birthday. You can screenshot what I wrote if I got it right. Huu ni nani? Wanjiro. Iko sawa hiyo. Esuria Mashala. Hiyo ndio hiyo. And then you say it in that tone. Okay. How to get over a breakup quickly, please. There's nothing you're going to get over quickly. The same way a relationship starts is the same way a relationship ends. So kama ilianza very quickly, itaisha very quickly. So that's how you say it. Hesulia Mashallah Iva. Then you say it again. Hesulia Mashallah Iva. I'm saying so. You have to know how to communicate to chakra points. Don't just say anything nimekuambia. Asa uende, mwadhaka alinifunza hii. Wacha sasa nianza kusema. If you have been following our teachings, unakumbuka kuna ile, let me find it for you. So you have to go and think of what you are saying. Don't just say you nimekupea hapa. Mwadhaka alinifunza. Now I'm summoning demons that I don't know. You have to go into the triangle of what you call consonants. Where is it? I wrote it down here. I wrote it down here somewhere. Oh my God, I can't find it. Shit. Somewhere here. Conversations with self. I or U. What you call. So you need to write this down very quickly. So that you know what you are practicing. So, okay? So this is the vowels, the 7 notes, the 7 water cycles. I, O, U, E. So, is birth. That is why Allah, our, Abba, anything that has a point of reference for the first time is A. So, A means point of reference for the first time, or what you call birth, or beginning. I, or E, or letter I for ink. It is every time you are trying to uphold something or take something high. That is why you talk of the east, rising from the east. E is not about the letter, is what we are saying. E, east. Okay? O is connection. Om, come. You are connecting. So the letter O is all about connecting. Anything that has a O is connecting. Round. O, connecting. Roundness. Na vitu kaa hizo. So, nimesema A is birth, E is upholding or high, O is connection. Then we have U or separating. So letter U for umbrella or U, a cup is for separating. When you have a cup, what are you doing? You are containing something. So you are separating it from something. When you have an umbrella, what are you doing? You are containing the rain. So the rain is not falling on you. The umbrella is containing the rain from you. It is becoming a container but it is a container by shedding away from you. Umbrella inaaniriria, inatoa maji. So it's still a container. The energy of you as an umbrella is still a container. It is containing the rain. So it's not raining on you. So the energy of you is by itself separation, separating from something, whether you are talking of coming from under or whatever you want to call it, whichever terms and condition language you want to attach to the frequency of you. Then we have E or letter A. Okay? So this will be west or setting or death or cold. Anything that has an E in it is separating. End has an E. West, set. Anything that has an E is death or cold. Sasa. So now, yes. So now, E means death or cold. 10. Death or cold. So now, that means that when you are saying hiyo incarnation mekupea, before you even speak it, ukiandika, you take the voice. Take just the voice. See how you are communicating. See, are you upholding? Since you want to connect to something, yenye umesema at you are connected to something, a divine that is going to help you know whether this is your path and purpose. Ukisema, the voice themselves itakwambia. Ama ukiangalia utaona, am I giving birth, upholding, connecting, separating, or death? For example, the one we just said, let's record it right now. Class in session. Nimeona meiandika, class in session. Meiandika wapi? Where did I read it? Evil shadow. So, ni he, sulia, mashala, iva. So tunaanza na he. We are making the vowels. So tunaanza na E. What is E? Death. Tunaenda na U. Pale kwa sulia. What is U? Separation. Tunaenda E. What is E? Upholding or high. And then tunaenda A. Birth. So he, sulia. Tushajua hiyo jina yote inamaliza na birth. We are birthing something. Then tunaenda mashallah. Tunaenda A. Birth. E. Death or cold. And then A. Birth again, mashera, a. Tunaenda iva ni E upholding. Then birth. So by default, even before you say the whole vowel incarnation, by default, where it's communicating to you, unaweza jua as a musical note for wale wako hapa na ni walimu wa music. So as a musical note, this is how you are going to play he, sulia, mashala, ifa. As a musical note, you are going to play DB flat. Then you are going to play letter F, then AB, then G. Then you play G, DB, then G, letter G again. And then ya mwisho utacheza AB na ucheze G. Wale wanachezanga musical instruments. Nothing is a coincidence. So you can make it as a musical instrument on a keyboard, then sing it, then make it your mantra. That's how you become a high operating, updated kind of magician. So unaweza iweka kama beat. So you're in the gym, inacheza kama beat and you're humming to it. Welcome to the 6th dimension. Welcome to the age of the centaurs. It is purely the new world. Sir, ni sisi tuko. So, if you are scared, go to church. Hakuna jabu ingine. If you are scared, go to church. In the meantime, allow me to turn my waters into wine. Me having a gin, I'm speaking more sense than your 30 years of theology. So God says I can have a drink and teach. You can be a titototora and you don't even know what you are teaching. I thank what titototora amabaka maya. I don't care. If you're scared, go to church. So, thank you, living friend. Okay, what does it mean? What sounds Indian like monks? Again, please. You can screenshot. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. I need to write it out to Rachel. Okay. Rachel Minor. So if you're not requesting as a guest, if you're not tapping the screen, I hate telling people to tap the screen, man. I fucking hate that energy. It's like you're begging people to keep the algorithm up. Si lazima mtap screen by the way. Ikianguka ianguke. If it's not, sinaonanga watu wengine wakiingia akinanya hakuna watu wengine screen haizimikangi because you want to keep udaku up. So it doesn't matter. You can keep your likes. The colors of feathers, please. I don't feel like teaching about feather size. Feather size itafanya tuingie number 5 because I have to start you from the basic. What is a feather? Different type of birds. Why a swan is a dirty bird in the Bible? Because siwezi skip sasa. Au nataka niingie birds, how birds can see birds in the sky. Yapana itatupeleka mbali. Hiyo itatupeleka mpaka Noah's time na tuko Cancer. Why he had to send a crow? Why the pigeon returned? Yapana, hiyo feathers hapana. Hiyo sio leo. Cheers to Emily, Mama Boys. Of course, cheers to you. I'm having some gin. I like drinking our own drinks. I like drinking a moratina, some nice changa. The last changa I drank, ilimpea heartburn sana. Too much heartburn. Sijui mtu mzuri anapika changa mzuri, so now I have to drink foreign stuff. Sijui nianze kupika kachanga kangu. I can. See, it's on the internet na viazi. Can do it. Can make my own changa. Maybe we can try it with the Emily Mama Boys. So keep the questions coming. Kama hakuna, we can skip it. Or you can teach. Amutaka, you can teach something. These people love learning. They love learning. Don't talk about movies. Yes, sons of Jacob. You wanna teach them about? No, don't. That's a whole topic. That's a whole esoteric lecture. Yon is a soul group. Yon is a soul group. Those are for Sundays. Those we teach them on Sundays. Next Sunday. Don't teach them about the New Year. It's going to break their heart. Should I tell them about the 4th of July that they were celebrating? No, don't. You'll break their heart. Imagine celebrating 4th of July kwa TikTok yako ama kwa social media. Ukiona unajaribu sana associating with the whites. Happy 4th of July. And then Cheka Mutaka comes and just tells you what 4th of July means. So that's killing people. Okay, so let's keep it secret. Can't go just telling people things that they didn't know. Have mercy on them. Should I tell them about being a homeless person? No, don't. Not a good thing. Should I tell them about how we came up with the boarding school? No, Amutaka, don't, please, don't. Okay. Should I close the book? Yeah, close the book. Jogwara jenga unazeeka. So jenga, hizi movie tunaonanga zenye ziko na chanting, ziko na meaning, of course. I'm new and I'm not getting anything. Tulia tu get changa from Kenya. It's a pure one. Nitumie changa. Jogwara ananiambia nazeeka because I have white hair, Wisdom, Aging is beautiful. To be with God is to be out of this body. Fuck this body. I can still fuck though. Better than all my grandfathers combined. Jogu means no harm. Jogu is okay. Jogu hana maneno. Jogu is having fun. Jogu hana maneno. Jogu hajasema na ubaya. Jogu's intention is to get me 3 nice ladies. Jogu, get me some 3 nice ladies. Very beautiful, small waists. Petite, all shapes and sizes with a pouch. I don't mind. Get me just 3. And they have to be really nice. They have to be proper witches. What wanna practice rituals. They are not too demonic. I can deal with a little bit of my demonic side, not too much. Let's go and have a conversation with them and then let them bring you a report baadaye. Fully sponsored by you Njogu, of course. Enda pale Access Millionaires unichagulie 3. Na wasiku amechoka na kazi. I'm saying so. Sasa, shout out to Njogu as my brother out there. So, I'm getting experienced. So, kuna mtu anauliza kuna rudishangu wa report. Hawa itabidi wapeleke report. Hawa ataenda kuambia Njogu, hey, Njogu, hapana. What was that? Njogu will be like, what do you mean? Njogu, what was that? Njogu will be like, I don't know, we are Atu Jalala. Of course, Njogu being a 1-minute man, a sprinter will be like, now I'm not saying Njogu, I'm just talking, Njogu is in general now, Ni Wanjiku, So, we are not humans. All we can say is we are not humans. We are capable of incapabilities. God is all possibilities. God is all possibilities. And some people are going to make Johnny Sin look like Johnny the Saint. Yeah? Oh, okay, so. Okay. There's a video done that you resemble the late Binyavanga Wainaina. Wadino. Maybe Binyavanga Wainaina. Maybe I wrote the book that he was reading from. You never know. Maybe he was reading from my script. Or whichever comes first. Kindly brief me on your teachings. Where? Sasa. Okay. Our teachings here are about, O God of all creation. Basically, this is the Lord's Prayer. So this page is about the Lord's Prayer. As above, so below. AKA, Father, teach us how to pray. Okay? Father, teach us how to pray. Yeah, this is what this page is about. So we talk about our God, who thou art in heaven, AKA above, AKA more out there. When you talk of heaven on this channel, we are not talking about up here. We are talking of more expansive, more out there, more outward, okay? Hallowed be thy name, okay? That mentality that you are coming in, your name. Thy kingdom come, aka how you rule over your households, as above, so below. As it is done in heaven, so shall it be in the earth, meaning the macro to the micro. Okay, so we talk about those things here. Give us this day our daily bread. So we know what this day means. What is a day? A day starts at 6 p.m. Our daily bread, the fruit of our labors, what we attain. So we know from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. that is or what you call the worship of the first house or Aries. Then we have 8 to 10, worship of Canaanite or the Baal, that god, or the second house. Oh, Pole, when mgeni. So yeah, that kind of prayer. So give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses as we forgive others. So as we miss the point, let us not judge. Let us take the message and not judge the messenger, because we know it takes one to know another. Asogu. Tumefika kwa forgiveness. And deliver us from evil. So deliver us from evil is deliver us from our lower animalistic states. For thy is how do you say the Lord's Prayer? And remember, it's the Lord's Prayer is me, Let's see the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. Where is it? Give us, amen. Oh, traditional. Give us this our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. And na maneno ingine kama hiyo, na wanaongeza ingine kama hiyo. So hapa kuna mtu anasema meaning of the Lord's Prayer. So inasema the Father-Son relationship with the Trinity reveals our potential relationship with God. And this is in your Bible now. Okay, this is in your Bible. It's talking about as a son of God. There is even calling them the Christian. It's called to love, trust, and serve, as God Christ does the Father. So you're supposed to do the micro to the macro. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. You wake up, you face east. If you are worshiping Yahweh, if you are a Koyo, but now you know why you are facing east. An event that has already happened. Or the ritual of the Eye of Horus facing east, na vitu zingine kaa hizo. Or ukikuja into modern world where they close their eyes in their rituals, what you call Illuminati, but they don't even know what they are doing. Forgive them, Father, even them. So, Mwamudaka, tunaongea maneno ya nini sasa? Lord's Prayer. I know you're talking about the Lord's Prayer. Or someone wanted to know what we do on this page. So, vitu kama hizo. Sasa wanataka kukuexplainia venye metupeleka mbali. Na tena umeambiwa is about spirituality or individuality. Na leo Mwamudaka, you are patient. We are explaining what you are telling people. Yeah, he's a child of God. Mzuri kumexplainia. I felt that it was very important to explain. Sasa. That's your case. I just felt like. Okay? And I felt good explaining it. Okay? Sasa. Toka hapa. So yeah. That's it. So, if there's no other question, maybe I can release you to go and watch the matches. There's a lot of matches on TikTok of men crying in shame and begging for tips, dancing with women clothes. Sounds interesting. I'll try and understand. You will understand. This is an esoteric page. So this is an esoteric channel. This is a spiritual channel. This is a spirituality channel. So this is a page whereby we are not biased in any way of thinking. We can even question if God died, and we can even debate that God died and be very comfortable with that subject. If you can come up with a way of convincing me, not arguing, but showing me that God died. And if God is all possibility, and God is nothing, since God is nothing physical or non-metaphysical, since God is nothing, then how can you even tell me that God is dead? Yeah, I'm saying so, those kind of conversations. And since death is expiry or moving from one age to another, could it be like when God rested on the seventh day, he died and ascended to something, so we are still living as a fat cloud in one of his creations. The same way, you have cells inside you, blood cells, whereby you can die, you as a person, you can be dead, and the cells inside you still have blood, and it takes them 2-3 days before they realize you are dead. Such kind of conversations, esoteric page. Sasa, usitoroke jumesikia God is dead, all possibilities. Who said you don't know? Shout out to everyone in the comments. Jean, and go and take a nap. Go and take a nap for an hour. Or 2 hours. Or 3. Or even maybe not even wake up until later. Watch a movie or something. No, I'm saying so. Anything is possible. So thank you for coming. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for... Why even thanking you? Thank you for coming. That's enough. Mmekuja, mmetap, mmeshare, mmeongea, that's enough. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Tugane thayo. Ndamuhe chance yako request guest motina request. It's okay. Maybe today mmejua sana. It's okay. Yeah, kuna maneno ingine, kwani kuna jambo ingine. Diary of Kathi Mwikali. Diary of Kathi Mwikali. That's a beautiful name. It's a diary. Thank you for having us, Chenga. You are most welcome, Kathi Mwikali. siwezi toroka juu nimeona invite to join line Superman 001. Who is this now? All these guys nakuanga hiyo kiguza utaenda place nyingine. Siwezi toroka na juu nimeona ni about knowing myself. Does it mean I don't know myself? Why? Do you know even the people who hiyo swali kujibu, even God does not even know himself. God himself does not know himself. Otherwise there will be no concept of seeking for self if it was not coming from God himself. Esoterically speaking, if you know how to know, there will be no questioning if God mwenyewe was not in that questioning mode or vitu kaa hizo. So mimi mwenyewe sijijui, najitafuta, but pengine unajijua. If you know self, then that means you are like God. Na bado uko huku unatembea in the flesh. There's still some part you don't know. Because to be with God is to be absent of body. So as long as you're in a body, you don't know self. You don't know God. Because to be with God is to be out of body. So as long as you're in a physical body, or in any way, shape, or form, a being, a thing, then bado hujajua. Sasa, jenga, we don't do magongona on 7th month of the year. We do. Kule magongona ma mweri wa mugwanja. Because adamuga magongona ma mweri wa mugwanja, mesi mweri wa mugwanja, it falls on the same every year, but that's not the case. For example, wanasema mweri wa mugwanja, but mweri wa mugwanja mana umira calendar yao. You are following the Julian calendar. So how can you say mutiruta magongona mweri wa mugwanja, tutiri mweri wa mugwanja, tuwe mweri wena? We're in the 4th month, according to the lunar calendar. Ndio tunatoka sun in Cancer, tuingie Leo. So ukiwa tutiruta magongona mweri wa mugwanja, ni mwaka wa muthungu Julian calendar, gara ni calendar ya Ngai, the lunar calendar. When we know the year starts in spring, March 19 to March 23, depending on the year. What you call vernal equinox or vino equinox, or the beginning of the year. So mwezi wa 7 tunahesabu kutoka mwaka wa Mungu, mwezi wa Mungu to the 7th, ama tunatumia Julian calendar. When you tell me you don't do magongona mweri wa mugwanja, on what calendar? Ya muthungu kana ya mundu muiro? God's calendar, or the calendar of time as per the times of the seasons: spring, birth, beginning, Cancer, Noah's time, the great flood, aka going through the first portion of summer, aka spring, midsummer, Taurus, Canaanite gone, Sodom and Gomorrah. Now we come to Noah, or the 4th house, or when you need to take care of that thing into a 4th house and internalize into home affairs, the flooding. Okay? Sasa. So, ni mwezi wa 7 mgani? Also, ni kuri gogona, ta mweri uyu niguo ni kurutu igogona mweri wa mugwanja. Niki? Kimera kiria twina kio, the harvest that we have is bountiful, what you call a bountiful harvest. We can already see in the shambas, we are going to have a bountiful harvest. So, ni kuri gogona, we can do a ritual that we used to do, and that ritual is for blessing the food in the shamba. So, buriade jago tukahura irio tatha, we bless the food. Iyo ni igogona na iko ni igogona nikikira tumoge utiruta go igogona mweri wa mugwanja. So are you just saying utiruta go igogona mweri wa mugwanja tonyu raugire, or do you know the esoteric meaning behind the 7th month? Do you know the why, or are you regurgitating knowledge, aka gutahika tonyu raiguire na no gutahika no do how? That's the question. So we do have magongona ma mweri wa mugwanja. Na ria mbere turi ni ga no gwikwo mwaka o ni igogona ria kuhura irio tatha aria makwenda. So si lazima ufanye. But if you are feeling that God has been good to you, nani akwete kimera no wekiko gona through. Like for example, me ndafanya, I don't even need to tell me. I can already see what he has done for me after practicing the 12 disciple ritual. I can see it as a manifestation. I can see it when it comes to the people, places, and things that surround me. So I don't need anyone to be the witness for me. I'll do my own igogona. And it's right. Niria kuhura irio tatha toni mwaka murathime mugunda ihurite irio na ni njui mweri wa mugwanja ni kuga atia sikuigua sikwambiwa. I know. Sasa mundu wenda horo wa kumenya igogona ria mweri wa mugwanja, come to Sunday soul group inakuja. So on this coming soul group on Sunday, it will be on what is today? Today is 16. So on 23rd Sunday. Let me see. Let it be on 23rd. So yes, Sunday 23rd. Sunday 23rd, Mom's Place, Kikuyu Town, Mom's Hotel, Mom's Place, Kikuyu Town. 23rd Sunday, 23rd of July, Sunday. Kama unataka kujua maneno ya ritual ya mwezi wa 7, hiyo nitaongea kwa sogu. Kuna vitu zingine tuongeangi on the internet. That will be one of the subjects. Ngeza mtu wabenya to do as is supposed to be, aende afanye. Sasa, so 23rd Sunday, July, Mom's Place, I'll be talking about rituals. And the rituals that you can do, hiyo mwezi wa 7 unaambiwa huwezi fanya, because they are not all. But nikurigo gona ria kuhura irio tatha to thank God. We are having a bountiful harvest. So gona urio ria koni ria Ngai. Koguo ngigotiri magogona ma mweri mugwanja ni kuhitia, uga we ndui kana ora iguire. Sasa in my channel atusikiangi ni kujua. That is Lale Elite. Sasa uko lazima ni kuenda. See you. It's already harvest time. Ni Libra hour. So Libra hour ni harvest. It's time to snack. This is Satan hour. What you can call 180 degrees from when the sun was in the first house, Aries. So this level, the goats are going back to the pen. The doctors say you're not supposed to eat now. This is the time you're supposed to snack. It's harvest season. It's rush hour. So unafaa kukula saizi ya light meal, you don't need to eat dinner. Ndio maana daktari anakuambia ukule masaa hii. Because as above, so below, the sun is setting. The sun is directly opposite 6 a.m. kwenye ilikuwa ikitoka. So it is setting. So it is death. Set. Libra. Balancing the scales. Maat. Ukienda huko Kemet, Egypt na vitu kaa hizo. Harvest time. Harvest season. So let me go to my lab. Sasa. Thank you for coming. Where can I find this education from introduction to better know-how? You can go to my YouTube page, right there on my bio. My YouTube page is right there on my bio. Enda kwa and start. My videos are very. Don't be misled. The title that's for misleading people. Where enda to watch, just go and watch. Ndani utapata vitu huko ndani. You cannot just title them for algorithm reasons. Just go to the videos. Weka tu video background, utasikia ile kitu unataka kusikia huko ndani. Sasa on my video, my YouTube page is on my link tree. My link tree is my bio. If no questions, let me go. Acha nikachokoze Twitter. TikTok. Niende Twitter nione, and then I go to TikTok hapa nifanye nini? Nichokoze, what do we call them? Nione kama kuna live naweza ingia, lakini live zenye nanga sipatangi anything I can contribute. It's a very lonely world out there, eh? No one is kicking knowledge. Sasa, tell us about Jenga. Tell us about mirrors. Mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? So when you go to the mirror, you do not go to the mirror to see how beautiful you are. You go to the mirror to see your faults. You go to the mirror to check if your eyelashes are straight. You go to the mirror to correct your clothes. You go to the mirror to see if you have dust. You go to the mirror to see if you're going to adjust your fake wig. So most of the time, when you're going to the mirror to look at the reflection, you're not going to the mirror to confirm. You're usually going to the mirror to look at faults, to answer apple. The reason you look into the mirror is to see faults, is to see where you are falling short, is to see where you need correction, to answer apple. Before we go very far. Hello, Sajenga. Salamu from Shogoria. Shout out to you. I'm also in Chogoria. So, you can come, we can have a beer right now in Chogoria. Come to... I can't tell these people where I'm the hotel I'm in. I can't tell the people watching me the hotel I'm in. I'm in Chogoria though, right now. Can have a drink. I was having some gin. Kuisha kanaisha, so we can meet somewhere and have a drink. We can turn our waters into wine. So you tell me where you are in Chogoria. I'll come. Tell me the name of the pub. I'll come. We malizie video huko. Sawa. And finish this video there. We enjoy a drink. Okay? Shout out to you. So, which movie can you advise someone who is going through awakening? Ni mingi. And other na anime, achana movie. Go to the anime. Go and watch Dragon Breed. Go and watch Bleach. Go and watch something's grandma. Go and watch Avatar, the 3 books, the 4 books. Go and watch Inception. But Inception is mtu ameamka ndio ata understand. Go and watch The Matrix. Start with the first Matrix, but now watch it like this. Understand that in the Matrix, you are the machine. You are the machine in the Matrix. Understand that you are the machine in the Matrix. Okay, watch the Matrix, watch it like you are the machines being sacrificed. Then you'll be better off. You can watch Soul as an animation. You can watch Spirit Uncensored as an animation. You can watch... Are you more advanced? Basically, you can find your awakening in anything. You don't even have to watch anything. You can be lying down, it happen. It's asa. So, there's no question, then we can go now. Twende ukweli.